Hey guys.
Hey, Robin.
Hello, hello.
Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Carnivorous Grandma Speaks. I'm super excited today to have my friends Rhett and Ashley, the Carnivore Brothers, here with me
Yes.
for this live stream today. Welcome guys.
Thank you,
Thanks for having
Robin.
us. It's a pleasure.
We're excited to be here with you, Robin.
Awesome. So we are excited to have this bonus episode. As I know, I usually go live at 5:30, and I will be back tonight at 5:30 p.m. Eastern with Lynn DeVokie, the Midlife Carnivore. But I had an opportunity to bring these guys on, and I was like, I cannot miss this opportunity to get you guys on here. So bonus, yay!
Bonus for us too.
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm excited because you and I have met already in person, which is
Yes.
absolutely the best thing ever. Feel like we're like brothers and sisters over here.
Yes. Yeah, it's always fun to actually meet in person. That was a cool experience.
It
All of
was.
our first meetup, I think, right? Everybody, it was the
Yeah.
first one.
Yeah.
That was my first meetup in Chicago with Carrie from Homestead How and the Healing Humanity with the Power of a Proper Human Diet movie. So that was yes.
There you
And
go.
I see you got your compassionate carnivore.
That's right. We
shirt
got to
on,
support the
Rhett.
cause.
Yeah. Awesome. I'm wearing my Peloton shirt today, so I'm not repping for the carnivores, but
We got you.
Definitely before you work out.
but
There
you guys
go.
got that covered. So I just want to have you guys go ahead and take a few minutes and introduce yourself to my audience. And also we're streaming to your channel as well. So
Yes.
your audience is out here too. So super excited to meet them. And so let's start with Ashley in the middle, and you can go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Sure. Thank you. I'm Ashley Rogers, one of the Carnivore Brothers, and there's Miss Leo. Hey, Leo. Love it. Rhett and I are brothers. I live in Dallas, the Dallas, Texas area, and Rhett, I'll let him tell you where he lives, but he lives a long ways away. So we're the Carnivore Brothers, but we're not together very often, except on these live streams and the videos that we get to do together and things like that. So that's been a fun thing. But we started our carnivore journey a little over a year ago for me, and I think Rhett's about to hit his 1 year, so we're right about the same time, and both absolutely, for me in particular, just it's been such an amazing lifestyle change and so many different health benefits, which I'm sure we'll talk about and get into. But it really has become a lifestyle now for me. I have no intention of going back, and I'm just super excited. And we created our channel just like you, Robin. It's just that we want to get the message out there. We want to document our story. We want to help others through. We can answer questions, help others through our story. Then we're hoping that more people see the benefits that we're seeing from this carnivore lifestyle. So appreciate you having me on.
Absolutely. Thanks, Ashley. How about you, Rhett?
I'm Rhett Rogers. I've been doing carnivore since February 26th of 2023. And I live in Ridgefield, Washington State. And so, I'm happy to go to any of these meetups, but it does take a little bit of planning to go and a flight typically, but I'm ready and willing to do that. I love meeting new carnivores. I love this community, and just the power of change. And then this community gets it and encourages one another. And I just love it. It has changed my life.
Same here. So I wanted to say my carniversary is on February 22nd.
Oh, wow.
We're all close, huh?
Our carniversaries are right around the same time.
And I honestly don't remember the exact date I started, because I was kind of transitioning already and got rid of a lot of carbs and sugars, kind of that November, December, as I was researching the whole carnivore diet thing. But I remember distinctly it was sometime right around a weekend retreat that we had with our teens at the 1st of February timeframe. So I just say February 1 because I'm pretty sure that was when. I just remember bringing beef jerky to that retreat because I knew there would be a bunch of food I couldn't eat. So I remember I had definitely started at that point.
That is awesome. So we're all right in there the same time frame, which is so cool because we're just around like 1 year and getting that 1 year experience, So I know you said that you just had your carniversary. I just want to put this up really quick. I don't want to just mention this. Darth Carnivore is here. Hey, Darth Carnivore. Good afternoon. Listening while feasting on smoked chuck roast and eggs.
Awesome.
Oh yeah.
Me and Rhett like to smoke meats. I've never smoked a chuck roast. I take that back. I've smoked the chuck roast. In my mind, I was thinking about a whole chuck. Yeah, we've done chuck roast.
Okay.
Poor man's burnt ends. That's
Yeah.
That's what I've smoked out of those. That's good.
I've had my stepdad does smoking. He's really big into it. Like he's the brisket master on here. Literally nobody's brisket can beat his, including the people who are selling it out of a storefront. They just cannot beat his.
I smell a challenge.
Incredible.
Yeah. I call it poor man's burnt ends. That's what they do it, but they you can literally take up the whole chuck roast, cube it up, and make these most delicious little
that sounds amazing. That's what I'm going to have to get him to make for me. Yeah. So if somebody's up for a challenge,
next time you're in Texas, come on by. I'll make it for you.
Welcome to the channel, Darth Carnivore. I appreciate that so much. Thank you for becoming a new member, and also for Rhonda, who's become a new member of my channel. I actually am so amazed that I actually implemented memberships on my channel last week, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. Thank you for guys for being a part of the channel. We really do appreciate that. So I wanted to ask you guys, oh, wait a minute. Everyone wins in a smoked brisket competition.
That is total truth. Where's the 100 emoji?
Yes, I can't wait for the brisket. I've been thinking about it because this month I'm not eating any eggs. I'm eating only beef. Although I had a little bit yesterday, I went out to dinner with my husband for Valentine's Day, and he ordered lobster dip. And I was like, okay, so I went ahead and tasted it. So I had a little bit of lobster dip yesterday, it's still carnivore, but yeah, it's not beef. So I guess I'm not perfect after all.
Yeah, you're doing lion right now, right?
Lion, yeah. So beef and a little bit of lamb, mostly just beef though. I've been eating ground beef burger patties. Like I have this beef that I get from my local rancher, and I make like a half-pound patty and then butter fry it. It's so good. And then pour the butter sauce that comes off the patty over the top of the burger. Super good.
Waste it.
So that's the main thing that I've been eating, but I've been eating a lot of ribeye and chuck roasts.
Yeah.
And you don't crave a side of veggies with that, Robin?
Not at all. Not even close. No, I do crave a side of shrimp though.
Yeah, there you go.
Because I like shrimp, and I like
meat. It wouldn't be cheating. But what are you? So with doing the lion, or what are you trying to see through being strict like that?
Yes. So I'm on this show on Monday night, Meeting Mondays with the Fierce Felines.
Yes.
G asked us all to participate with her in a month of lion diet.
Okay. Nice.
And actually, I kind of wanted to see if I would get movement on the scale. I haven't been really losing weight. I've been kind of bouncing around the 150-pound mark, which I'm still continuing to do. And the scale did move, but then it started to move back up. So I'm like, oh, okay. So, but I mean, generally, I don't like to weigh myself more than like, even though I weigh myself, I don't like to track that weight except for like once a week. So weight loss kind of was the primary thing, but then I'm dealing with anxiety. And I really feel like, I mean, maybe my body needs to heal some more, or maybe I mentally need to heal some more, because I still have anxiety even after a whole year on carnivore. So I thought maybe lion might help with that. And I did feel that carnivore zen, like everybody talks about, like when I started the lion diet, after about a week, I was like, oh man, I feel really great on a lion. So, maybe it does have the capacity to make you feel, better emotionally, physically. So that's why I just tried it to support her though.
Yeah. It's always good to try it and see. I'm kind of doing the same thing this month because, there's been a lot of carnivore or coffee or not, and I've always been a big coffee fan. But as my friend who encouraged me to do this, and we kind of do it together, we said, I want to make sure coffee's not in charge of me. And so I cut it out for 30 days. I want to see if I feel any different. So far, I haven't really felt any different, positive or negative, but when I add it back in, we'll see. So I'm kind of hoping it's not, because I do love my coffee, but I just want to make sure I could do it, make sure I pull it out for,
nice.
at least 30 days. So just seeing.
I gave it up in October, along with sugar-free sweeteners. So I was using liquid sucralose every single day, which I didn't have any problem with it, I don't feel. But the community, who's so helpful, always encourages us to do our very best, our level best.
Yes.
So I did give it up. I don't know that I have seen. There's one benefit that I can say that I've seen from giving up coffee, and that is that I don't have to have coffee. I would have to have a cup of coffee in the morning,
Right.
So now I don't have to do that. But I like coffee in general. So I don't know that I will continue to keep it out, though I haven't actually brought any back in yet. So I'm debating. I'm playing with the idea of bringing it back in, but I haven't actually done it yet. So
for me, it's hard because I like to have something warm to drink, especially when it's cold out. So the winter months here, not having, it's cold outside, not having something warm to drink. So I've had a cup of tea or hot water or my carnivore coffee, which I absolutely love. That actually has become my new favorite, because I'll do hot water and I've got some like bone broth and I'll put that. Oh, it's so good. Just like drinking a soup, though.
Have you guys heard of Andrew Huberman?
What is that?
No.
Andrew Huberman. I was watching one of his videos the other day, and he was talking about his daily routine. And he talked about the importance of starting the morning with like a cold plunge or something like that to wake you up, and give it 90 minutes or so, then add coffee. And then there's no real, your body's not reliant on the caffeine or the coffee to get that energy spike. To just give yourself time to build up that natural energy. And I can't think of all the medical terms that were used in that, right? But it was an interesting concept. And I tried it. I lasted about 15 seconds.
It's really hard. I've actually done it a little bit too. And I've got a good friend who actually turned me on to carnivore, who does it very religiously. And if you don't have the ability to do a cold plunge, it's almost even harder sometimes. But take your shower in the morning, finish your shower by turning all the hot water off. And you go with straight cold water, and you do it as long as you can stand it. But that's tough, because when you do a cold plunge, your body gets used to it at some point. In a shower, it doesn't. It's just because it's just randomly hitting the water drip, and so it doesn't really get used to it. But it'll liven you up in the morning. I've done it a few times, but he said he challenged me. He's like, do it consistently for a couple of weeks and see if you don't feel any different. But he says it's amazing. He said he wouldn't wake himself up any differently now. It just gets his body going, and he's ready to go straight into his workout and do that. But
I've tried
it, but I'm like, ooh, I don't like to be cold. But I have been going outside in the morning. Not when it's freezing, like it snowed last night, so I didn't go out this morning. But like out my back door here, out on the concrete, and then over to where the dogs can't get to. And then onto the grass just for grounding and getting that coldness. But I've tried that, turning my cold water in my shower, and I do not like that.
It's hard for sure.
Yeah, I can't imagine doing a cold plunge. I mean, I don't even want to get into a cold swimming pool in the summertime. I'm like, I don't like to be cold. But I mean, I might try it just to say I tried it,
I've done it. I've done it in our cold swimming pool, but it's even colder right now, so I'll have to do it again, I guess.
Oh
you guys motivated me. I'll try it.
Will you go right out there and get in your what? And you said you're in Dallas, right?
Yeah. So and right now it's been cold. So right now the water is about, I think it's about 45 degrees. So it's plenty cold.
Did you guys see Carrie and Emma doing their cold plunge in the lake? Oh my
I
gosh,
I
that
was
was
I
so
so
couldn't help
impressed
but
with
make
Emma.
fun of him on the members only
Poor
live
Jackie.
stream when he was doing that, and the face he made when because he went in and didn't mean to get all the way over his head, and it was hilarious. Oh,
and then he was running. Oh my gosh, I'll never forget
okay.
that scene of him running back to the car. Emma was a beast though. She went
She
ahead and did
was.
it.
She was in it to win it.
Yeah.
Yeah, she killed it.
I love it.
Yes.
For a
Yes,
new
yes.
headlight, right?
Mhm.
Yeah,
Wow,
that's right.
she's amazing. She's absolutely amazing. I love her. And we got a chance to meet her in Chicago too, which
We
was
did.
really cool.
Yeah,
And
we
Alyssa.
got real. We were. It was fortunate. We got there a little early. We were honestly, and like we talked about, we were trying to figure out how we could coordinate before that actual meetup and get together with some people. And Rhett and
Mhm.
I really didn't know what to do. We were sitting in the lobby for a little while, and we are like, "Well, we don't see anybody," and weren't sure how that was all going to come together. And then we turned around. We went back up the elevator to get something, and here comes Adam and Carrie and Emma walking down the hallway. They were actually staying in the room right next to where Rhett was, and it was hilarious. We actually met them in the hallway first, and we're like, "Oh, there they are!" So it was kind of fun.
That is awesome. We stayed in a different hotel, so we didn't get to like hang out with you guys. But I was there. I was like, oh my gosh. I think I was telling you guys in a live stream one day, here's my phone number. Call me when you're there. But you guys
Yes,
didn't see
you
it.
messaged it, and I didn't see it. I wish I had, because yeah, we got there plenty early. We were trying to hopefully coordinate with some people before that,
Mhm.
but
Yeah,
it's all right.
it was a little tough because at the time you don't have anybody's numbers, you don't have anybody's
Yeah,
emails, nothing. It's just
yeah,
like, do I see
same.
anybody, the faces that I recognize kind of thing. So
Well,
that was
even Rhett and I hadn't been together. That was the first time we had been together in how long, Rhett?
Kyle.
Well, yeah, quite a while. So we were just excited to get together and hang out a little bit
Mhm.
and catch up. And we had
so you
plans to do
guys
that.
had
Rhett
lots
did
of
his 3-minute plank that day, and that was
fun.
good.
Are you still planking, Brett?
Not consistently, but every once in a while, because I have some buddies that started planking. So I'm like, okay, I'll get back into this.
I never even got up to a whole 1 minute during my month long of planking, but I
It's not
probably
easy.
could have done more than one plank a day. That might have helped. That
I
was
still
really
feel bad if Leo's on the channel when we did our competition, and I jokingly said, "All right, everybody stop," and she actually did, and she felt terrible because she felt like she cheated, and I was like, "No, no, that was me joking," and I felt bad that we messed up the competition that way, but we were just doing it for fun. It was fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she
But I'm
said,
super excited.
I
She
need
did
a
it
redo.
with us.
I
I
need a
know.
redo. Yeah, she's so funny. I
That was
love
fun.
Rhonda. She's an awesome person. If you guys in the chat have any questions for Rhett and Ashley, please feel free to put those comments in the chat, and we'll make sure that we cover those comments while we're in this live stream today. So very good. So I
Cool.
wanted to ask, when you guys saw each other, you hadn't seen each other since you started Carnivore, right? Or had you guys seen each other already?
Yeah, since before then, yeah.
Yeah.
So
I'm trying to think of the time before, Ash. I'm drawing a blank.
Well, we did our cruise, but that was after.
That was after. Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah. So we hadn't seen each other, at least. I mean, pre-COVID, I guess it was Thanksgiving when you guys flew to Texas, maybe November of 20. I don't know. It had been 2 or 3 years.
Oh my gosh. So when you saw your brother, looking how your brother looked when you saw him in Chicago, what was your thought? What did
Oh,
you
I mean,
think?
it's remarkable to see Rhett's transformation, and that was, we've always been a long ways apart, many states apart. So I didn't get to see him a lot, unfortunately. And I don't know if I ever really saw him when he was at his heaviest, except for pictures. Yeah, no, it's been quite the transformation. I don't know if you have a picture, but I'll try and load one up in a minute, and
Okay.
I can show, because it's been quite the difference since with Rhett. He's really almost
Oh, I
100
feel the
pounds.
difference. I feel it 100% every day. It's amazing.
Wow. That's awesome. Yeah, I don't think I have the pictures on my laptop.
I've got one that we put on there. Let me see if I can.
Okay.
I may have to see. I think I could present and share screen. So give me just a second here.
Yeah. Yep. Take your time.
I'll share this window right here. Did that show up?
Oh, here it comes.
There we go.
There we go.
It's a good picture of Rhett, but that was
picture.
That was about 300 pounds, Rhett, or a little over that.
Nice boat.
Yeah, the 300. It's not very nice. It's a little 14-foot Lund, but that's one of the things I love to do is get out there on the lake and fish. So,
well, it doesn't hurt that the water's all splashing up behind you. It's a really good picture.
Yeah, picture, I love that picture.
Yeah.
And aside from the massive weight gain there,
what you need to do is you need to take another one in that same type of pose now, looking 100 pounds less like you do. That would be a cool side by side.
Actually, I will. I'll try and do that next time, but I need somebody with me. Somebody took that picture where
yeah.
Do you have yours, Ashley?
Well, mine that I use on our channel a lot is from a couple of years ago at my heaviest, because I'd kind of gone up and down. But let's see if I can find mine real quick. Sorry about that. Let's see.
No worries.
Here's one that I use. Let me see if I can. It's not that great a picture, but let me see if I can share that.
Okay.
See if that comes through.
Yep.
So the heaviest I got was a little over 250. I don't know. Didn't ever actually weigh at that point. But weight was definitely one of my big reasons, but it was more the type 2 diabetes for me. That was my why. I really had to do something drastic to change my type 2 diabetes and reverse it, which I have now. So it's actually been amazing. And that's really this year. I want to do a lot more videos and messaging about how, because I think there's just so many people out there that have no idea. They're never told by their doctors that they can reverse it. They can change it. They just say, here's the medicine you can take. They recommend you change your diet, stop eating as much, eat in moderation, get out and exercise more, lose some weight, but they just don't have any of the tools of how to do it. I didn't. I mean, I did a ton of study on it to try and figure it out. And honestly, when you punch into Google's, how do I get rid of my type 2 diabetes? It's just ad after ad after ad, supplement. Here's a pill, here's a magic pill. And I bought a bunch of them, trying and saying, hey, will this work? Will this help? And nothing really ever helped because I didn't change my diet. I was still eating like crap. And so, yeah, to go from my extreme on the A1C of 11.2, which was very, very, very high. And my cholesterol was absolutely through the roof. My triglycerides, we had to go back. It was 8 years ago. I had to go back to my blood work and go back to my doctor and have them printed out because I couldn't remember. My wife was the one who said, remember, your cholesterol was through the roof too. And I'd forgotten that. But my cholesterol was, my triglycerides, which are supposed to be between 0 and 200, according to the chart, my triglycerides were 1,305.
Wow.
So I'm shocked every time I hear that number.
Yeah.
That's shocking.
Yeah. And that's why my doctor is like, no, it's too late. Here's medicine. You have to take this now. And I never did it. But what's crazy is in 3 months' time, by changing my diet, I didn't really know anything about my cholesterol numbers. They came down definitely, but not to the extreme that it has on carnivore. But the type 2 diabetes, the A1C score dropped tremendously. And so I proved to myself, you could fix it with diet. There's something to this. We went on this was 8 years ago. I went on a paleo diet with my wife. And we were very strict for those 3 months. But what it didn't do on the paleo side, it didn't eliminate a lot of the other things for cravings. And I didn't have the knowledge that I have now today just to get rid of the sugars, to eliminate the carbs because of the cravings and how that it's addictive and it keeps coming back. And so I tell the story that after the 3 months of doing so great on the paleo diet and seeing the incredible results, I rewarded myself with pizza and an ice cream. And, it just started the habits back up again. And over the next few years, it just got back to the same place it is. And so what's crazy and cool on carnivore is I got past that stage of cravings where I can see a free plate of food and donuts we were at a Bible study this morning with my dad and a whole plate of donuts. It didn't even tempt me. I'm not even going that direction anymore. And my last A1C after 9 months carnivore was 5.2. So, so excited by that number.
So that's not even,
at all.
That's not type 2 anymore.
Not even type 2.
Amazing.
So, reversing type 2 diabetes is absolutely true. And you can absolutely do it. I know my tendencies, and I know if I do eat sugar and whatever else, my body, I don't know that I fully had a chance to heal. I'm going to keep this way for a long time,
Yeah.
but I don't have a plan on going back. But I have to be careful because I know that my body trends to type 2 diabetes. And so I want to make sure I eliminate what tears my body down. And so that's the carbs and the sugars. And I've gotten to this, like I said, it's a lifestyle for me now. I have no desire to go back. And there are things like I was telling you guys beforehand, like a chicken fried rice that sounds, oh, I haven't had that in a long time. That may sound really good because I remember how it used to feel.
Yes.
I'm going to go off a little bit, but we had a cool conversation with my mom this morning. It was awesome, who also got into that pre-diabetic stage. And for Valentine's, they went out and they went to a restaurant. And they thought they knew what they were going to order, but they had a special Valentine's Day menu and they didn't realize that. So that's all they were serving. And so here comes a couple of things. And she's a potato fanatic. She loves potatoes. She loves her mashed potatoes. And she said, she couldn't believe it. She said, Ash, I tried there was a few green beans on there. I had a couple of those and I tried to buy the mashed potatoes. And she goes, you would never believe it. I didn't even like them. They weren't even that good. And I was like that. If you know my mom, that's crazy. Like she loves her potatoes. And she's been saying that ever since she started the carnivore. Oh, what I wouldn't do for a baked potato.
Wait a minute. Hold up. Wait a minute. Mama's doing the carnivore diet?
Yeah.
There's lots to share there.
we have that ripple effect is strong in our family. It's pretty awesome.
Wow.
We've got strong with us, which is awesome.
That's
we've
amazing.
started a ripple effect. My mom and dad are doing fantastic.
Oh my gosh.
And I'd love to talk more about them, especially because let's see, they're both 70. Well, dad just turned 77 and mom is still 76. Mom's down about 35 pounds. Dad's down about 40 pounds. Their energy difference is completely, I mean, it's so different seeing the way they are now. It's awesome. And they've bought new wardrobes now. They've had to go buy more clothes because everything is falling off them. And it's been great. But their energy, I think, is what we've noticed the most, because when they first moved to Texas, which was a little over a year ago, especially dad he was slowing down. He was getting to that stage. He was way out of shape, overweight, and just to that stage where he didn't have energy. The hot Texas heat just drained him. So he did something outside for 5 minutes and he was done. He had to go sit in his recliner and that was it. And now he's out there doing all sorts of yard work, and he can be out there for a good 2 hours. So I'll share my screen again because I got to show it off.
Yes.
This is dad before. So that I don't remember when that picture was, but I remember when he came to Texas.
Let me bring it up. Here we go.
Can you see it?
Yep.
Okay. So that shirt that he had on when he came to Texas, this was before he came to Texas. When he came to Texas, I just remember all those buttons right there barely stayed together when he sat down on the chair. All those were bulging out and barely staying together. And then one of the pictures that Carrie put on the 24-hour live stream, which was so great, which I just loved. He got such a kick out of it. Dad put on his he hadn't been in his Boy Scout uniform. Here it is. Let me share the screen. He hadn't been in his Boy Scout uniform since he was 25 years old.
Oh my God.
He got into that.
Incredible.
How cool is that? He was 25 years old the last time he put that on. Just amazing weight loss. And just
but what really stands out
it's more
to
the
me,
energy. It's more like how he feels now and all that stuff. That's so incredible. It's so fun.
What really stands out to me about his picture is that belly.
Yeah.
It's probably a lot of internally fatty organs and stuff, fatty liver and all that visceral fat around the abdomen. Yeah. He is doing great. Congratulations.
There's the background picture of that me and dad there. That was at the Austin meetup, and that was the picture we took together in front of the Real People Eat Meat sign. Awesome. He's doing great, and it was ever since Rhett and I have known Dad. He's always had a belly, that with age, of course, is just he was getting too tired to carry it around, and now he feels. I've got this 40-pound weight vest, and I'm like, pick that up, Dad. That's what you've lost. I mean, it's crazy to think about. It's what your body used to carry around. He's doing great. Mom's doing great too. She's had two knee replacement surgeries.
Mhm.
One of them was before carnivore, and one of them was after she'd been on carnivore. And she'll tell you that, we witnessed it, but her recovery on the one after carnivore seemed to be so much easier and so much better for her. Unfortunately, she was to that stage. We wish we had known about carnivore about 4 or 5 years ago, and she may not even had to have had the knee replacement surgeries, but they were missionaries in the Ukraine for 20 years, and one of the apartments that they had, they were, what was it, 88 steps up, Rhett? They would go up and down 88 steps. Sometimes mom would do it 2 or 3 times a day, and her knees, she's had rheumatoid arthritis for years, and her knees were just shot. So, but again, if we had known about the carnivore diet, who knows, it would have probably been so much better if we had known about it a few years ago. But anyway, she's doing great now. Yeah, she's doing great. Both knees have been replaced. The pain's gone because a lot of the inflammation that's in the rest of her body's gone. No joint pain in her hands and stuff anymore. She's doing fantastic. So
congratulations to your parents. That's absolutely incredible. All
It
right,
is.
who else? Who else is on the carnivore diet?
Well, Ashley's twin brother, Brandon. He started about 3 months ago.
Yeah, 2.5, 3 months ago, somewhere around
3 months ago. He has consistently had just random health issues, right? He's always been very active. His work ethic's incredible, but he's always had some things kind of attacking his body. And so he decided to give it a go. And while he doesn't enjoy eating meat all the time, he struggles a little bit. He cannot deny the results he's getting. And so to my knowledge, he's still going strong, and I'm very proud of him for that.
We're not trying to put any pressure on him or others, because we want them to get through that first 30 days, try it and see, and well, I think we were both shocked. Sorry, Rhett, I didn't mean to interrupt.
That's okay. I was gonna say, and then recently we got a message from my sister and her husband, and they're both in about 2 weeks now. Going strong. We've been, every night we share pictures of our meals because they're like, how we can't think of different things to cook on this, right? And so every night we're texting back and forth. This is what I ate tonight. This is what they have come up with, the most amazing recipes. What was it last night, Ash? Duck soup or something?
Oh, yum.
They are both in the restaurant industry.
Okay.
And
they're both foodies.
They can stay on this. They should just do a cookbook for carnivores or something.
Yeah.
It's amazing what they're doing, what they're able to do.
Yeah. That's a great idea, right?
That is.
But yeah, they're both big time foodies, and that I think is one of the things. But I know our sister Amber, she's 6 years younger than me, 3 years younger than Rhett. But one of her messages back after only, I think, being on it 7 to 10 days, she messaged back saying, "This is the best I've felt in years." I mean, so. I just love seeing that. I know both of them probably started with the goal of some weight loss, but again, once you start realizing all the other things that start healing in your body, and so that's what we're really excited and anxious to see what they find are the other results from, if they'll stick with it. They're both committed to doing it for 30 days. So for the month of February, they're doing it, and we'll hopefully get an update and maybe have other carnivore brothers and sisters to add to our channel here soon. But we're excited about that. Awesome. Just there's a lot of, and then I'll add one more. Our cousin that we haven't got to speak to too much. I don't even know how he got turned on to the channel at one point, but was watching our channel and decided he was going to do it. And he'd done keto on and off for a long time, but he's usually on here watching our lives too. But he lives in Austin. So when I went down to that carnivore meetup with Carnivore Soldier in Austin, I got to see my cousin as well, and he's been doing it now for a few months, and I don't think he has as much weight to lose. He had some weight to lose, but I think that it was more about health and just getting back to a healthier lifestyle. But they've
had some tough family history that he wants to avoid.
Yeah, I mean, I totally get that, because things like dementia, Alzheimer's, I'm really hoping to avoid that in my future. I've got dementia on one side of the family and Alzheimer's on the other. So, just definitely hoping to avoid that type of diagnosis in my future by keeping sugar out. And processed food, processed
Yes.
food. I would say, like, if you can't do anything else, just eliminate processed food, and eat um, real whole foods. I found that keto was not sustainable. I did keto for a long time, strict, like never
Okay.
cheated, did anything. And then as soon as like you said, you had a pizza and some ice cream, that's a slippery slope, because then the next thing you know, I'm on Cheeto instead of keto. And
Yeah.
I couldn't get
Yep.
myself back. I just couldn't get back to it. The cravings were just overwhelming.
Yeah.
Um, so that, the sugars are so very addictive.
Yeah.
And I'm like not willing to try it because of that. They're just, I realize after having yo-yo dieted like most of my life, really,
Yeah.
that I just cannot handle sugar. It's too addictive, and also once I have it, it's very difficult for me to come back from having it. I can't get my life back together. Like you said about
Yeah.
those donuts, right? Just looking at a plate of donuts and not even having any inclination to eat one. That's crazy. I mean, a lot of people can't even imagine that
Yep.
thing,
Yeah.
like that you would not want to have it
Yeah.
or crave to have it in some way. So,
Well, and I used to joke quite a bit saying my weakness is free. Like if there was a free anything, especially when we were in the office in a work environment, and it was a burrito breakfast burrito Friday morning, or
mhm.
whatever it was. In fact, my office manager knew that whenever there was extra food from anybody that came in or whatever else, and it got put in the kitchen, I was the first one they called. I couldn't resist free, and if it was free, I ate it. And
Mhm.
you know, I don't know if you were this way or not, but like in the back of my mind, I was like, I can fix this when I need to. I'll go on another diet and later. But it was never. I couldn't do it right now. Later, I'll do it later. And then it
Mhm.
gets so bad, then you have to do it, or you've got something else that's so wrong. Then you're forced into that position, and that's where
Yeah.
I think the biggest mindset for me has changed so much now, because I'll see that free plate of food or that free plate of desserts, and I'm like, I don't even want to go there anymore. And
Right.
it's that part is that's really been just um, so much better. Now I know Rhett struggles a little bit more because none of his immediate family's eating
Mm.
carnivore, so it's hard as every night they're preparing all this other food that's not carnivore. So there's definitely more challenges there too, especially when you're having to cook separate meals and do all that. My family's been a little different in that we've always kind of, I mean, I'm the main like food prep person for the meats, especially. Now my
Mhm.
wife's cooking steak. I didn't mention her. I should have mentioned her. She's not 100% carnivore, but for the month of
Mhm.
February, she's doing BB&E
Oh,
with
good for her.
with a good effort to really try and do that. She's been doing various things for the last year and done a great job losing some weight herself, but kind of stalled out. Did the car? She's seen our results. She said, I don't know if I really want to go. She didn't think she could commit full carnivore, but for the month of February, she committed to doing beef, butter, bacon, and eggs,
Right.
and she's done really good with it. She's been really strict with it, and
It's
I'm
awesome.
hoping we'll see what happens at the end of the month. But I
So
know the
how are
weight's
you
still.
doing, Rhett? Like, how is your scenario? I'm in a similar scenario. My husband is not a carnivore, although he's been more meat based because I'm the primary food preparation person, and
There
I'm
you
good with
go.
meat. And I'll
Right.
fix him a vegetable if he needs one, but like no processed foods, no, all the pastas and all that kind of stuff. I don't do any of that stuff anymore. But so how is it going for you?
It's going okay. Going great now. I've struggled since Thanksgiving was what kind of triggered a downward spiral for me. And I say downward spiral. I maybe fluctuated 10 pounds, right? So not a huge deal, but enough to where I started feeling that brain fog again, enough where I started feeling fatigue again a little bit. And so, I'm only on 3 days or so of being perfect carnivore again, but I'm kind of starting in resetting in my mind of doing the 30, 60, 90, because like you, Rob, and when I see, if I cheat and take a little bit of sugar, man, do I crave it again, and I want more. And there was a time, and I'm embarrassed to say it, but I'm sure other people have lived this, that I literally had a bag of Oreos. They were like crumbles that we got from somebody gave it to my son. I was in there with my hand going like this, just pounding it, and I couldn't explain why. And it was shocking and embarrassing and frustrating that happened to me. But those kind of things make you stronger. I'm no longer a human garbage disposal, and I'm just I'm back on the meat this morning. I made breakfast burritos for my son and his friends that had a sleepover, and wasn't even tempted with the tater tots and everything else that I put with it. And I just had my Power Bowl from that. So it's a mindset, and some of us are stronger than others. And I just have to get to that realization that I love that you said Cheetovore or Cheeto, because that's the same thing. That's the path I went down. I was like, let's see how I can do ketovore. And then, there's a few little snacky things. And so I'm starting to snack throughout the day on pork rinds and still healthy things.
Yeah.
But then I'm wanting to eat more, and I'm wanting to eat more. And so I'm looking to fill that. And that's or a huge part of carnivore is that you no longer have those cravings for food. You're not hungry hardly ever. And so I'm back on the horse, feeling great. And, I have no doubt that I want to live this lifestyle for the rest of my life. But like anybody, we're going to have our struggles.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I'm crazy about it literally, because I have done this so many times since the age of 11, trying to lose weight and doing many, 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 many diets. And I know myself so well. By this time, I already know, like, you just can't. And people are like, yes, she's doing that little meat thing, that meat thing, she's still doing that. And I'm like, yeah. And can I have some pound cake? No, I can't. Can I have some turkey and dressing? I can have the turkey part. I can't have any dressing. I just know myself so well, because I've done it too many times to not know,
Yeah. And that's so good that you know that. Now, when we were in Chicago, you mentioned that, I think one of the struggles was your family, stuff like that. Is any of your other family now at this point, if they started kind of asking more questions or being more inquisitive about them starting?
Yeah, people are asking questions about it. And I have had people in my life that have actually have tried it. Like my sister tried it. Okay. She lives overseas. She lives in Bahrain. But she had so much pressure from her family to eat carbs. Like, they want her to eat with them. They want her to eat rice, and they think it's not healthy. And, and even I think a physician told her that it wasn't healthy. And so she ended up coming off of it.
That's what's so hard, because that's
I noticed like she was feeling so good. She had so much energy. I mean, it was just amazing the way that it was doing her, like it does for all of us, really. It really changes our lives. But then that pressure, my mom, the same thing. She tried it for a little while. And she went to I'm almost positive that her going to the doctor and the doctor telling her, no, you can't do that. You have to have fiber for your gut microbiome, and you have to have fruit and vegetables. So I'm almost positive that that's the reason why she could not get back on it. And then, so my youngest daughter tried it. She was only able to do a couple of weeks, and I think that she needed a little bit more hand holding, and I wasn't really doing that for her. So she ended up going off of it. So, and it's hard because we're addicted to sweets. We're addicted to carbohydrates and processed foods. And it's just a fact of the matter. So my husband is going towards more of a meat based. He's trying to do ketovore, I would say. But he still has some little bit of struggles as well. So everybody is interested. And if they ask me a question about it, I just talk their ear off.
And at least the eyebrows are raised now. They're starting to see
Yep.
changes, see differences, go, okay, well, wait a second. So it's that, but that is one of the hardest things to overcome, because the doctors that they go see and they do blood work, and they so for me, one of my big recommendations, one of the other things that I had, which I never knew about, was I had really high iron and ferritin levels.
Oh.
And my doctor said, quit eating red meat. This was as I was starting the carnivore diet. He said, quit eating red meat and quit cooking out of a cast iron pan, because those are the two main reasons why you have extra iron in your diet. So you need to eat more chicken, more pork, and leafy greens. That was his recommendation. And I said, well, hey, no, I'm really wanting to start on more of this carnivore diet. And he's an open doctor, but he was like, no, he said, that's not going to help your iron levels. Your iron levels are way too high. And the other way to get rid of it is to donate some blood. So I donate blood, and I ate 4 times more meat than I've ever eaten in my life with this carnivore diet. And I continued cooking out of a cast iron skillet. And part of the reason is I was unsure of it. It was one of those where I really hesitated on the carnivore diet because of that, because of what his advice was, because I had a unique problem. It was iron, it was ferritin levels that I hadn't really heard about. And then good old Dr. Berry, one of his videos, he said, if you have hematochromatosis, which is the extreme level of it, or high ferritin levels, he said the advice is to quit eating red meat. He said, if you eat red meat and you go on a proper human diet, your body knows what to do, and it'll take care of the iron in your body. And with him saying that, I was like, all right, I'm doing this. And sure enough, 9 months later, what happened to my ferritin levels, which the normal range is supposed to be between 0 and 400. 9 months ago, before I did my blood work, they were over 1,000. That's the high ferritin levels. After 9 months of being on carnivore, 286. Wow. Right there, right in that middle between 0 and 400, exactly where it's supposed to be. So my body knew how to take care of it because I was eating a proper human diet. And that's the kind of thing that most doctors don't tell you, don't get, because they're also going off of the advice and the studies and everything else that they've been taught. And they don't know a lot of the differences. So, thank goodness for great doctors like we've seen Dr. Berry. And man, it was so cool to see live in Chicago, Dr. Tony.
Oh my gosh.
Wasn't that amazing? Just incredible. Off the cuff, you could just tell his passion. 45 minutes of just off the cuff, talking about carnivore and all the cool things they were doing in the hospital, and the whole hospital actually being open to some of that, which is unbelievable.
Yes.
And that's just some of those things I feel so much better about, even though that's not my doctor. I hope my doctor's not listening, but I don't really have a doctor that I really would say is my doctor. I've never really gone to a doctor consistently until I was 40 years old. I figured, okay, I better get my blood work checked, things like that. But as I get older, I know that's something more routine. What's that?
Your doctor's not listening.
If Ashley's doctor's listening, we want you to go and check out Dr. Berry.
Yeah, and if my doctor is listening, eating red meat and cooking out of a cast iron skillet helped get my ferritin levels down. I don't know why or how, but my body healed itself, and that's just, again, eating a proper human diet. I really believe, because my body's not fighting off all the other stuff that it has to take care of when you're eating all the crap, processed food, sugars that it's trying to solve for and eliminate. It can then focus on the things it really needs to heal. And I really believe that's a reason why we've all seen so much different healing through this.
I agree. Okay, so I'm compiling a list of all of the things, all of the maladies that people have had that they have seen a resolution to with the proper human diet, the carnivore diet in particular.
Okay.
So can you guys just run it down for me? We'll start with Rhett. Do you have any list of issues that you had that you no longer have since you've been on carnivore?
Well, I think one of the most common, IBS, sleep apnea was a large part of my initial why, and that is completely gone. The chronic pain, right? Knee pain, ankle pain, the brain fog. Those are the typical ones. The one I'm most excited about, and I think that has shocked my family the most, is that my depression and anxiety are gone. Depression, I would say, is 95% gone. Anxiety, I have had a couple moments where that attack kind of started, but I kind of thought through it and it was over. And I've never been able to do that before. And really, because I've been very hesitant to say my anxiety and depression's gone. But I'll tell you what, it's 95% better if not gone. And I guarantee you, if I stay pure carnivore, it will be gone. I think it creeped back up a little bit because since Thanksgiving, I was allowing a few cheats, which kind of messed with my mindset, my body, and what was going on. I've been depressed for almost 15 years.
Wow.
It's sorry. It's hard not to smile anymore. I'm constantly smiling. I forgot what I was like, you know, and it's just, that's a game changer. And that reason right there is enough for me to continue.
Absolutely.
And I love hearing that one, because that's where Rhett and I didn't, because we live in so far across the country, we didn't get to spend near enough time together as much as we want to. But I know Rhett's told the story, so you won't mind me sharing it. But when we were in Florida together, one of the things that we did Disney World together as families, and it was really cool. One of the days that his wife approached me and said, what this has done to Rhett's incredible, because he would have never made it through these crowds, never made it through these lines without closing down, going back in the car and saying, sorry guys, I'll see you in a couple hours, and just locking himself back down in the car until he could get out of that mindset, that anxiety that he would have gone into. And she was like, he's a different person. And it was just so cool to hear it. And I've obviously seen it in Rhett, but it's really, whenever we got to go together so infrequently, Rhett was always fired up just that we got together as brothers, or we saw each other, and it was a good time. He wasn't in a real depressed state and stuff like that at that time, but I'd seen other signs of that too. But it is fun being able to see that and know how much different he feels off of it. It's fantastic.
That's awesome.
Well, and that is the one thing that always did help me, was time with family. That's I always am happy when I'm with my family. It's not just my immediate family, my brothers, my sister. Just when my parents are around, that's when I'm in my happy place. And to be so far away from everybody, I think that's part of what added to my depression. I thrive off of my family. I love every minute with them. So it's but it is different now. I don't necessarily need that, right? I'm finding happiness every day, where I was not finding that before.
Congratulations. That's awesome. That's the best. That mental well-being is everything. It's the absolute best thing about this way of eating, is that mental well-being and mental stability that you get. And I know that Dr. Georgia Ede, she has a book out. I can't think of the name of it. I'll make sure I put it down in the show notes.
I have it on my list.
I think it's Change Your Diet, Change Your Mind, something like that.
Yeah, I think that's right. I think that's what it's called. Rhett's good. Although I know he's
and she's
absolutely Change Your Diet, Change Your Mind.
Yeah. And she's a psychiatrist, I think. And talks about all the different mental health issues that you can address through a proper human diet, carnivore diet in particular. And they were saying that if you, even if you are on carnivore and you go lion, it could even take you even further. So if you're like this close, if you're 90% and you want to get to 100%, go lion diet and eat beef, salt, and water. And that will help your mental state. So that's really, really awesome. Congratulations.
There was a video. I don't know if you saw it. It was Dr. Palmer and Jordan Peterson that came out earlier this week. Actually, Kent Carnivore was the one who put it out. He just kind of did a highlight reel almost. He's got a great, he's such a cool channel. I love his videos, the way he edits stuff.
Amazing.
But again, there's certain people that are so skilled with that, and he's one of them. But it was talking about even people with schizophrenia and like things they never had any idea could be cured from a nutritional standpoint and diet change. Oh, there's Christy. There it is. There's
hey, Christy. ADD, ADHD.
Yep.
Even autism.
Which is amazing. I've been hearing things about that too. It's amazing.
Yep.
I
Yep.
mean,
It's
so much of what we just don't know, but like, and it makes so much more sense when your eyes are open and you're seeing all the stuff that we're putting in our bodies. Of course, it's impacting our brains. And, I just love seeing some of these stories come out of that healing. And I just hope it gets more and more word out there so that it becomes more mainstream so that people will know at least it's an option. Try it and let's see what happens. But
try it.
one of the
Try it for 30 days,
one of the craziest stories I heard on one of the channels was this kid who had really bad severe autism, to where, I mean, nonverbal autism, and they changed their diet, and he was becoming more vocal and different things like that. Went over to the grandparents' house, stayed there for 2 weeks or something like that, and grandparents didn't really know. Here's some cookies and whatever else. They just fed them the normal stuff that went back to being completely nonverbal. And yeah, they could see that change almost instantly from the diet. And that's those kind of stories to me, just like, man, why aren't we doing more studies on this and figuring
Right.
some of this out?
Mhm.
So anyway,
Yeah.
so I hope a lot more
Okay,
comes
so
out.
Ashley, you gave me a couple already. You said that you had
Yeah,
type 2 diabetes, high iron and ferritin, which is unusual. I've never even really heard of that before.
yeah. Well, that
Sorry,
was
triglycerides.
Yep. So my cholesterol was super high, which we've talked about the cholesterol. All my cholesterol levels are perfect. I'm not a lean mass hyperresponder. Even my LDL was great. 9 months after carnivore, all of them the best I've ever had. Type 2 diabetes reversed. Those are two big ones. And then the ferritin was one that really kind of blew me away. Was anxious to see that. But my other ones that I'll put on your list: high energy. I've never had the energy that I have now. My energy levels are we all talk about it, I feel 25 years younger, and I just feel so good. I wake up easier. I'm not I never have been a morning person, but getting out of bed, just that slow crawl to wake up and to get into the routine. I just, I don't jump out of bed. But I pop right up and I'm ready to go. I don't really have that anymore. My sleep has gotten so much better. I was never diagnosed with sleep apnea or anything like that, but I distinctly remember that I didn't dream. I couldn't remember the last time I had dreams, and now on the carnivore diet, I'm dreaming all the time again. So I'm in a deep enough sleep that I'm dreaming again. So I know that's got better.
Mm-hmm.
And sleep is such an important part of your body's healing. So I know
Yes.
that that's better. What else? I mean, there's so many other things. I know people make fun of the whole carnivores don't sunburn thing, but I've witnessed it being in Texas. I have a pool in the backyard. I don't put suntan lotion on anymore. I've been out there for 2 hours at a time, and I would always come back red as a lobster if I did that
Mm-hmm.
before, and it hasn't happened. I get a little pink, and next day it's gone, and it's amazing, totally different. So there's something to it. I don't know, that's not for everybody, but there's
Right.
something to it. And I've had a really weird, I'm not there yet. I'm waiting for my full head of hair to come back and not be gray, but I feel like my hair is getting darker. It
Well,
got
can it
really
please come back here?
Yeah, it's not helping red out yet, but
I'll take
but
some. Come on, carnivore.
Come on, carnivore.
I'm not coloring my hair anymore, and I feel like it's gotten darker instead of getting whiter.
Wow. That's
Which my hair
incredible.
really started graying over the last few years and going that direction. And so I'm letting it go for a little while because I want to see what happens. But
That is awesome. That is
yeah,
awesome. There's a couple of comments I want to put up here. Christy's son is
yes,
on the proper human diet. I'm so proud of him. That's a
yes.
very intelligent young man. He's going to go live with Christy and talk about how he's feeling on a proper human diet and how it's helping his ADHD.
I
Oh,
So I
love that.
cannot wait to hear this, Christy.
Christy, when is that? I want to make sure I see
Yeah.
that too.
yes.
Yes.
I was
Make
about to
sure
ask
you
that.
let us know when it is.
Yes, that's awesome. I knew she was doing. I knew he was doing that, and it was
Yes.
to really see the difference with the ADHD. So I'd love to hear
That is
about that as
awesome.
well. It's affecting so many kids today.
It is. It is. And it's funny that we don't realize that this diet that they're eating is the problem.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
Oh,
just it's
100%.
kind of crazy if you think about it, like that they're eating all of this toxic foods. I won't even call them real food. They're not actually food.
Yeah.
And we don't think that that's going to impact people. And it's caused a lot of problems.
Well, one of the things that I mean, with kids, I mean, a lot of people will say, okay, that's too much sugar. They get hyper and things like that. Well, there's also a lot more to it, but it's one of those things, and we're guilty as well growing up, so we didn't know any different. But
Mhm.
we reward the kids like, all right, you've been good. Let's go get ice cream. Oh, here's
Right.
candy because you did this in the school
Yes.
system. Here's the big treat.
Yep.
It's kind of crazy, and I mean, I understand it because
It
it tastes
is.
good and it is a treat, but it's we're doing it at such a younger and younger age and just filling them so
Right.
much with the sugar, especially the sodas and the other stuff, and it's just we're paying the price for it as a society.
We have a question here. This is my
Eyesight.
lady that goes to church with me. She wants to know, does it help your eyesight?
I would love for it to. So I'll start it by answering that one. Sorry, you can't really shut me up right now. I'm just on
It's
fire.
okay.
You go, brother.
My eyesight, I'd always had good vision. I'd never had glasses or anything else like that. My eye doctor said your eyes change the most between the ages of 45 and 50. Even in older ages, it won't change that much more. After between 45 and 50, statistically, that's when your eyes change the most. I'm 48, so my eyes are in that shape. So I had to get glasses for the first time last year. I wore them all year last year. I hated it. And then a week ago, I've got my first set of contacts, and I've been trying to get used to that. So I am praying that I see some better results through that, because I do hope. I have heard different things about it helping eyesight, but I would love to be able to show those results. But I may not be able to test that theory until I get through this 45 to 50 of where my eyesight really changes. But there's got to be. I just feel confident. God made our bodies the way He did, in a way that it will heal if we're treating them right. And I just feel like there's got to be some other things that we can do to help improve our eyesight there. So I would love more insight on that myself, if anybody else has experienced that. I know Dave, what's his name? Dave Mann, the one from
Feldman?
no, the one from who does all the interviews.
Oh, Dave Mack.
Dave Mack. Thank you. I knew it wasn't
Mhm.
Mack. Dave Mack. He had said he was almost blind at one point, I think, and he's seen a lot of healing in his eyes.
So I interviewed Dr. Lisa Wiedemann,
Okay.
and I do watch her quite a lot. Now, she won't exactly specifically say that like specific patients have had, but she does talk about the fact that macular degeneration can be helped with a proper human diet. And for myself, I went to the eye doctor. My eyes have been getting progressively worse. Just like you said, I'm 57. My eyes have been getting worse every single year for the past 30 years. So I have to always get an increase in my prescription every year.
Okay.
This past summer, so I had been on carnivore maybe about 6 months. And when I went to get my eyes examined, my prescription changed zero. My eyes were exactly the same as they had been 1 year prior,
Wow.
it's never happened. I mean,
In
literally
30 years.
never happened
Yeah, that's
for 30
awesome.
years. Yep. So I feel like that I have seen the benefit of not having the progression of my eyes worsening, but I will go back this year and I'll have a video to talk about what happens with my eyesight.
Okay, awesome.
And then we'll know, like, did it make it better? Did it make it worse? What happened? How about
Love it.
you?
I've had glasses for about 20 years.
Yeah.
And these are my first set of bifocals that I got probably 6 months ago. So I'm really hoping that it helps. The one thing I have noticed is that I don't need to wear sunglasses, which is great because I lost my sunglasses when I was in Texas. And
was a rough
I
story.
have not replaced them yet because I find I don't need them. So that's definitely something that has changed.
You guys are going to be rich, apparently. That's what
Robin, I
Wesley
wouldn't click
says.
on that guy's comments.
I'm already rich. Okay, I won't click on it. All right. So Christy says she doesn't know for sure. And how much time do you guys have? Because we're over our 1 hour mark. I don't want to hold you. If you
I can talk to you all day.
Okay, we'll stay for a few more minutes then. All right. So Christy says she's not sure but it's going to be this week. And so that's great. We'll be watching for that, Christy. I'm so excited to see what your son has to say. Okay,
awesome.
so let's see. Let's see.
We'll
Let
definitely be
me go
watching for that
ahead
too.
and let's see who else we have. Oh, Dr. Lisa Wiedemann has a lot of good insight on carnivore and eyesight. Jay is here. Hey, Jay, welcome. Okay. Oh my gosh. Questions. Oh my gosh. What in the world is Wesley?
See what I mean?
Is this troll from your channel?
I don't know where he's from.
I've never had a troll before. Like, what? Well, let's pray for this troll. Father God, in the name of Jesus, we ask that you would bless Wesley Curry II right now and just help him. Touch his mind and his body and his soul. We thank you for Wesley Curry II in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen.
Okay. Praise God.
I put him in timeout. We'll see what happens.
Okay.
That's funny.
So Darth
apparently
Carnivore.
He's on our channel.
Christy said, Charlie, this is Charlie. I didn't know that. Hi, Charlie. Past 2 years on keto, then carnivore. My eyeglasses prescription has not changed. It's stabilized.
Nice.
That's awesome. That is awesome. Christy's had glasses since the age of 14. And she says that Wesley Curry was on the Carnivore Brothers channel. No wonder.
Bad. Sorry.
Okay, most of the comments can't be seen on your channel then.
Oh, that's hilarious. Wow. Well, you guys, I mean, with you, I have had the first troll ever. So it's
always exciting with the Carnivore Brothers.
That is fun. That's funny.
It's a milestone. That's awesome. Okay.
You have to be big enough on the channel to end up getting the haters and things like that. We haven't had any haters on our channel yet either.
I've had a couple. I know it comes. So rude things to me. And I'm like, and the funny thing is when I read those comments, I just go over and over and over that in my mind and like, why are they saying this? And why are they being so rude? And what should I say back? And do I respond or do I just block them? Or do I delete their comment? Or do I?
In fact, Kerry has said on his channel that there's a lot of evidence out there that there are automated bots that do a lot of that.
Okay.
And so he said, don't even respond or worry about it because it's just most of the time it's not even a real person.
Christy says it's hilarious that's a first. It's the first. Yeah, I have not had I know one troll. I know a person that is a troll. She's my daughter's friend. And so I met her and I was talking about my YouTube channel. She's like, yes, I'm going to come on your YouTube channel. I'm a troll. And I was like, don't troll me. So she did end up watching one day and she didn't troll me. And I was like, thank you for not trolling me.
That's funny.
An
admitted troll.
An admitted troll. Yeah. She said that's what she does. I mean, I guess they get some kind of gratification. I don't know if they get paid or what, but they definitely get gratification out of being a troll. So.
It's kind of funny.
Crazy. All right, you guys. So let's talk about your channel. Let's take a look. I've got it up here.
Okay.
Nice.
Present your channel here.
Well, as you're putting that up, I will just say that our channel is there. It is. It's we're hoping to do more and more. We're not expert YouTubers by any means or social media guys. We did this as a effort to tell our stories and get it out there and really just help become a little bit more part of the community. And if we can help others out there, that we'd love to do that. But man, we've met so many cool people through it too. These little interviews are fun. You scroll past, we were on there with the Carnivore Hunters the other day. It was cool. They're two brothers as well. And that was a lot of fun.
Yes.
We've had fun with it. We've had fun with it for sure.
Would you rather? That's fun.
Rhett's bacon video right there took off, and it did, look at that, 19,000 views. That was pretty good.
Wow, that's amazing.
That was and he felt bad because he didn't give any credit to Dr. Barry, but because that was really kind of one of theirs. But he was just kind of demonstrating it and talking about how easy it is to cook bacon that way. It's a great way to cook bacon.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's awesome. I love that 19,000 views. That's fantastic.
Yeah. You know, the other video that has taken off more than any of our other ones is our interview with Mom and Dad. And they were the first ones we had on there. It's under our live list there, but it was one of those that we wanted to have them on our channel first. And it was really cool to be able to interview them with their success and things like that. But I was watching we're talking about that older demographic that's 70 plus. You can see that on the statistics, who's watching. And it's amazing how many people that are, I think it's 60 plus is in the demographics in there, of how many 60 plus that are watching these videos, because and my mom and dad were talking about it with me earlier today. And I'm just like, you get to the point where, unfortunately, all these years of not eating the proper human diet's catching up with us. And at that age, you're starting to really feel it beyond anything else. You don't know what else to do. And so to have so many success stories of people in their 70s, and even my aunt, who's now she's in her 80s now. She was like all excited about it. She's like, well, I'm going to try that, and it's so neat to see that people are willing to change it because they want to feel better. They want the energy. They don't want to see the decline happening to their bodies, and it's catching up to them. And so seeing that immediate turnaround, we met a guy at our last men's retreat, and he was all fired up, and he was like, my prostate issues are completely gone. He was all excited. And he says, I've been taking these supplements, and we started talking about it. Sure enough, they were organ supplements, because he couldn't do they were desecrated organs. He couldn't do the organs straight up, but he was taking those pills, and he's like, my prostate issues, which he's had for years, are gone. And he was so excited. And so I think just the more and more that this spreads and we get the messaging out, that's why we created the channel, why we wanted to do it. And
absolutely.
Yeah, we asked a lot of people when we started, just what can we do to help? And that was the common answer, was start a channel, get your story documented, get it out there. And that's what we've done. We want to be an example. We want to be able to, we don't want to, beat somebody over the head with it. We're being an example. And if people come to us with questions, we're happy to share. But we made the decision real early that we're not going to just be in somebody's face and say, you have to do this. Right. Yeah. We want to be the example. They bring up the questions. We can supply some answers, or at least tell them where to go to find
point them in the right direction. Yeah,
exactly. Same here. When I started Carnivore, I knew that I would start my YouTube channel. I've done YouTube in the past, but I knew that I would start a channel about this diet. But I took some video and I never posted anything until Carrie from Homestead How was like, you need to start a YouTube channel.
He's inspired a lot of us. Love that man.
Yes. If you're on a carnivore diet, you start a YouTube channel today.
Just do it.
Well,
I think that Carrie he's probably spawned hundreds of YouTube channels.
Yes, that's right. And the awesome part about it is he's not afraid to help younger YouTube channels like ours get going. I mean, he was more than happy to put us on his channel and do that. And I think that's just so cool, because there's so many carnivores so giving of their time, wanting, just like we're doing now, trying to help each other out and wanting to do this. But it's fun to get to be part of the community and be a part of that. And that 24-hour live stream, I'm not going to lie, that was motivation to try, and because I was messing with the idea, but I hadn't really done it. And then when we said, if you'll send in a submission video, he'll try and do all the testimonials of them. We're like, that's when I called her. I said, we're doing this. I just created the channel. You're in. We're gonna start our channel.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, it's nice that you guys have each other. It's fantastic to have each other to bounce ideas off of, to, work together with. YouTube can be challenging, and it's a lot of work.
Yes, it is.
It's like having another job. I don't know that people realize that when they
especially editing videos and putting all that together. It takes a long time.
A lot of people just do lives because they're like, I don't want to do editing.
Yeah.
Because editing is a lot of work.
It really is
a lot of work. But
I enjoy it. I do. It's the time it takes to do it. That's the problem. It just takes time. And I'm
I
not
want
the
to
kind
point
of
this
thinker
out
that
that's up on the screen. This is a lady from my church.
That's the lady
She's
from church, yeah.
74 and watching. And if you had a recommendation for somebody that is carnivore curious, I'm going to call them. They're carnivore
like
curious, and they, they're just watching to see what would you recommend for somebody who's thinking about it?
You want that one first, Rhett?
Well, I mean, my typical answer is to send them to the experts, right? I am the number one. Oh no! Oh, there's this side. Yeah, Dr. Barry.
Dr. Barry finger.
I'll always say go take. I never ask what are your ailments, right? I said take one of your ailments, plug it in, Dr. Barry,
Exactly.
whatever your ailment is, and there will likely be a video about how carnivore can help that ailment. And that's how you kind of start down that rabbit hole. Yeah. I would always recommend starting with him. And then through him, you're going to find motivation from people like Carrie Homestead Howe, and Dr. Anthony Chafee, some of the big guns. You will find them, and you will start going down that rabbit hole, watching videos and soaking in the knowledge. And then it's up to you to decide whether you want to try. And always recommend at least try 30 days. If you're feeling great and you're curious, go to 60, go to 90, and it'll change your life.
Yeah. And I give honestly the exactly same recommendation. And I add one more thing to it. I say, don't just watch the Dr. Barry videos, read the comments, because when you read, especially on one of the lives or something like that they do, it's incredible to me to see comment after comment after comment after comment. You've healed my life. You've changed this. My type 2 diabetes is completely gone. I have no more sleep apnea. My depression, anxiety is gone. Thank you, Dr. Barry. Thank you, Dr. Barry. It's comment after comment. You don't get that on a YouTube channel. You don't have it. You mostly get trolls and haters, right? It on a something that's so that far out there against the mainstream of what most people think. And you don't see that on the channel. You see comments of healing and amazement and just thank you and gratitude for getting the information out there. That's a huge story in itself. And when people can see that, maybe there's something to this, right? Maybe there is something that's in this. It's not so anecdotal anymore. But
yeah. So I would add, you guys have given some great thoughts as far as what your recommendations are. I would add is that your gut microbiome is going to change. So one of the things that people have experienced is either they feel like they're constipated, they're not going to the bathroom as often as they used to.
Yeah.
Or they have the opposite, which is, diarrhea that runs.
Yeah.
So if you feel like you are constipated, are you actually having to strain to go, or are you just not going as often as you used to?
Right.
Because you're not likely to go as often as you used to, because your body is going to absorb all of what you're putting in. You don't have all that fiber, that bulk waste to just pass through, like, the things that are undigestible. Everything that you're putting in is now digestible. Yeah. And then, if you're having diarrhea, maybe decrease your fat a little bit. If you're having constipation, then increase your fat a little bit. One of the things that we have been very fearful of is fat, and particularly animal fat. We've been told that animal fat is bad for you, lard is bad for you, and we never even heard of beef tallow.
Right.
Stay away from.
I hadn't either before I got my first hip.
Right. Yeah. So don't be concerned about poop. That's what I would say, because I feel like that scares a lot of people. I know my mom, she was concerned because she wasn't going. I said, well, are you straining to go? No, I just haven't gone. And it's been like 5 days. Your body is consuming everything that you're putting in. It's taking up everything, because all the healing that needs to be done inside your body, it's like consuming everything.
Yeah.
So initially you might go through a flush, but then you also might go through, where it's consuming everything. And I think all of us have had that experience. I love this comment. Yeah. it's so true.
We got to talk about poop. We have to talk about poop almost on every live stream, just like we have to talk about picanha.
There it is.
Christy.
I saw your video about your picanha, Robin. You did it.
I did. I went to my local grocery store. I ordered it actually from Wild Fork Foods. I
Okay.
ordered 2 of them. I still have one in the freezer. But then I went to my local grocery store and picked one up, and that thing was so expensive. I was
Yeah.
like, how am I paying $45 for 3 pounds of meat? Oh my gosh, it was
wow.
crazy. So it
So,
was so good though.
so
So good.
I wondered what I could do for like my birthday and different things like that. And one of my favorite things, it's now become my thing whenever there's a special occasion, is if you ever have one of those like Brazilian steakhouses, which we went to in Chicago, right? That's
Yeah.
one of the things they serve there is the picanha, and that is my favorite cut when they bring that around, they slice that off. Oh man, that is so great. So that was my birthday treat when we went.
Oh,
We were trying to
nice.
figure out what to do. Like, I want to eat meat. Let's go to. It's called Texas de Brazil. We went there, and it was just plate after plate of meat, and them shaving it off.
Oh
Yep.
man.
Every time picanha came around, I'll have more of that, please. I must have ate 3 pounds of meat that day. Oh, it was
Oh, that's
fantastic.
awesome. Yeah,
Well, you got
we
one
don't
of your
have
favorite
anything like
pictures
that
that night
local.
too.
Yes, my favorite picture. I got all the, what are they called? Barista guys or whatever. What's the name of them? Anyway, they're all standing behind me with their meat ready to carve, and they're like in the picture with me, and I've got my knife and fork.
Oh,
It's awesome. I'm like,
nice.
It's a great picture.
That is
picanha.
awesome. Yeah, the Brazilian steakhouse that we went to, Fogo de Chao. Oh, it was so good.
Yes,
I'm dreaming
another
about that
one.
food. I want to go back to Chicago just to go to Fogo de Chao. It was so good.
Well, they've
I'm
got one
like,
here in Portland. Come visit.
okay, okay. When next time I'm coming to Portland, I'll definitely go to Fogo de Chao. So good. We don't have anything
Or
like that
Texas.
in Kalamazoo. Yeah, I know they have it in Texas because I do come to Dallas. As a matter of fact, I'll be in Dallas probably in a couple of months. So I'll definitely get a hold
Are
of
you
you and
going?
let you know when I'm
Are you
coming
going
to
to
Dallas.
KetoCon or whatever? And
No, I'm coming
okay,
for work. We're having a big go live.
okay.
So I'm planning to come for that
You,
go live. So I'll be in
you've got my
Texas.
number. I got your burn ins. Let me know.
Yes. Yep. Yep. So, those steakhouses are awesome. We don't have anything like that close around me, but I would love to do that for my carniversary. That sounds
It's
amazing.
it's the barbecue places around here. There's barbecue places everywhere, and you have to be obviously pretty careful with the sauces and everything else. But
Mhm.
yeah, and
Yeah.
smoking
I'll have to
brisket is a
send you
great
the
way to
name of
go.
the place I went when we were there in Dallas. It was really good. I got all my meat without any sauce. It was an experience. It was so good.
And there come those dreams again.
Yes, man. Y'all are making me hungry. Well, guys, it's about an hour and 22 minutes, and I gotta run.
Hey,
Sorry.
you got another one of these tonight too. I know you're
Yeah.
busy, and I'm
I
just
could
Appreciate
talk
you
with
having
you
us,
guys
Robin.
all day, really.
me too. We're welcome. We'd love to have you on our channel at some point too, and we just keep doing
Absolutely.
this because it's a lot of fun. I love talking with carnivores, and especially
Yeah.
you, Robin. Again, since we've met you in person, it makes all the difference, and that's very cool. We're hoping there'll be more meetups in the future too.
Hopefully so. Yeah. If they're close to me, close enough for me to make it, I'm definitely gonna do my best to be there. So I'm hoping that they'll
Me
get
too.
something in this area again, because that was the most fun I've had in a long time.
Oh,
Yeah.
good.
I know Carrie's coming out here for the Healing Humanity. So I'm
Yes.
hoping to help organize some kind of meetup when he's out here. But see.
Yes. Yes.
And
Thank you
Yes.
so much
Yes.
for having us, Robin. Really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Well, guys, we thank you for joining us for another episode of Carnivorous Grandma Speaks and for hanging out with Rhett and Ashley, the Carnivore Brothers. Go and check
Yeah.
out their channel at Carnivore Brothers. I think I
Yeah.
got a little banner ticker thing that goes going to go across.
There you
Carnivore
go.
Brothers right there.
Look at
They're
you.
doing great work and great voices in the carnivore community. As you can see, their whole family's coming on board. I'm excited
That's right.
to see what's going to
We have
happen
to
with
change our
their
channel
family.
name to Carnivore Family, hopefully soon,
Right,
right? Yeah.
exactly. Exactly. So super excited about that. If you guys are interested in being a guest on Carnivorous Grandma Speaks, let me know. You can send me an email. I'm going to just put my email address up here. I do not have my email address in my description. I got to figure out how to put it in there safely. I don't know. how to do that. So that's why I just share it on here. And then you guys can pick it up and send me an email if you're interested in coming on and being a one-on-one episode. You don't have to have a YouTube channel or anything. If you're a carnivore or a proper human diet person, I want to talk to you and we want to tell your story on Carnivorous Grandma Speaks. Thank you guys again, and we will see everybody next time. Bye.
Awesome. Thanks everybody for watching.